There's little more frustrating than being stuck in a plateau when it comes to your LSAT practice test scores. If you are stuck, if your scores just are not going up, it's possible that you're focusing on minutia and you're missing the most important concepts, the most important question types. There is no reason to focus on less common logical reasoning question types like parallel reasoning or evaluate the argument when you have not yet mastered the most common types of logical reasoning questions like necessary assumption, flaw, and inference questions. I would always start with those, master those, get to high accuracy on those, and I'm talking 70-80% accuracy at least before moving on to strengthen, weaken, sufficient assumption, and then the less common types, because there are roughly 15 different types of logical reasoning questions, depending on how you count them. And of course, there are also common methods of reasoning, common basic foundational concepts you've got to get down before you deal with the less common things. One thing we'll do for our students at LSAT Unplugged is we'll help them create personalized day-by-day study plans, laying out exactly what to do. And in that process, we help our students create a priority list of question types to focus on based on their frequency and based on their difficulty level, meeting you where you're at in your prep so you're not getting overwhelmed with too much material at once, and you're also not wasting time on easy stuff that you already know how to tackle. So we look at the most frequently tested concepts in each section using analytics from past LSATs to inform your prep going forward in terms of what you're most likely to see on LSAT test day itself. Now, as I mentioned, there are roughly 15 different types of logical reasoning question types, but it's not all about question stem type. It is equally important, if not more important, to think about the method of reasoning in this stimulus as well. In other words, I want you to actually take the time to understand what you're reading before you go on to the answer choices. As part of this process, one exercise I love to do with my students is help them transform one LSAT logical reasoning question type into another based on the stimulus. So could we take a given argument, a given method of reasoning in the stimulus and transform it from being a strengthened question into a weakened question, into a flaw question, into a necessary assumption question, and so on. This is just one strategy that we use as part of this Socratic review method, which is a framework I've developed to help students master logical reasoning and reading comprehension. And it's simpler than it sounds. It starts with simply understanding the argument or the passage, understanding the question stem, and then understanding the answer choices. Specifically, what makes the wrong answer choice tempting for you and what makes it wrong? What makes the right answer choices unappealing and what makes them right? Because you have these traps of encouragement towards the wrong answer and traps of discouragement away from the right answer. And until you know which tricks and traps you are uniquely prone to falling for, you can't help but make the same mistakes again. And so we teach you how to learn better, how to review better, so that you can study more effectively and you're not wasting time. So at LSAT Unplugged, we demo the Socratic review method live in our classes, and they're all recorded for any that you can't make. We have literally hundreds of recorded classes since we've been doing them several nights a week, since even before the pandemic. And as I mentioned, all of this is regardless of question stem type. Now, if you are not yet proficient in the basics, we'll have you start there, of course. And so before you even get into drilling questions by type, no matter what program you're using, focus on conditional indicator words to start, whether that is indicator words for necessary and sufficient conditions, whether you're looking at evidence and conclusion indicator words to better understand the different parts of the argument. This will carry you far. If you don't know them, you're in trouble. Master those first. You can do flashcards, you can read LSAT textbooks, but usually it's a lot easier to watch bite-sized videos. It's just more engaging to help you get it down, since really the LSAT is not the sort of test that you can memorize things or cram for. It's about developing the skills and actually understanding what you're looking at when you encounter an argument. So start there. Reach out if you need anything. I'm here for you. Again, check out the links below the video to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. And in the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.